Hey, it's Aaron, and today I want to talk about the 2025 Kia Sorento. The Sorento is Kia's smaller mid-size SUV. It's a three-row SUV, but it's not as large as the Telluride. So this is a mid-size technically, but it's on the small end of that. This is for people that want a more kind of contemporary SUV look, and also don't need the huge size of the Telluride and the price tag that goes with it. The Sorrento's price is actually really good. It starts in the $33,000 range, I believe, and it's a very, very well-equipped vehicle for that price. The second row is my favorite part of this vehicle. In terms of passengers, because it has a ton of room compared to other vehicles in this category. It is huge back there. The third row is very cramped, really just for kids, but if you need to get 6 or 7 people into a vehicle, this is probably your vehicle.
You should subscribe. Give a like. Be nice.
When the third row is up, the cargo space is exceedingly limited, but again, that's the point of this size of vehicle. You want the versatility of that extra row, but you're not going to use it very often, and you want the ability to also have use some cargo as well, but you want the vehicle to stay small. So very interesting category here, because the players in this have either grown out of it or are kind of shrinking in terms of how the roominess is happening, the versatility is happening. So well done there for Kia to keep this going on this same vein. This particular generation is the 4th generation of the Sorento, and this generation came out in 2021. Not a whole lot of changes this year versus last year when there was a refresh. So lots of standard features. Really like the infotainment in this. Very easy to use, very nicely done, and it drives pretty well on the highway. Now, it is a little bit stiff, but that stiffness doesn't translate to noise in the cabin, so that's a good thing. It just means that when you're driving, you will feel the road, and you will feel any bumps or imperfections. That stuff translates into the driver's hands anyway, a little more than I think it should, because the buyers in this market, they're not looking for that. If you're looking for sporty, you wouldn't be looking at Kia, you'd be looking at somebody else. So overall though, I really like this vehicle. Like I said, the price point starts at somewhere around, I'm looking at the number, it's about $33,500 is about where you're going to start, and then you're going to add destination and stuff to that. Most people buying are probably going to be in the 36 to 37 range to get what you want on the inside. That base model is very much a base model in terms of what kind of driver's aids and niceties are included. There is a lot of standard equipment on this vehicle, but yeah, you're kind of going to want to move up a little bit. And that's true of every vehicle I've ever talked about. So since we're talking about it, the Sorento comes in 5 trim levels. That's the LX is the base. I really wouldn't be looking at that though. You're probably going to start looking with the S, the next one up. That includes a bunch of little add-ons that are probably worth the money and you will want anyway. Things like dual zone climate, better wheels, that kind of stuff. These are all powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, produces 191 horsepower, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive is standard. You can get all-wheel drive in most of the models. You can also get a hybrid model and a plug-in hybrid model. Now those are a little pricier, but the hybrid in particular is probably worth it because the fuel savings will probably pay for the extra money spent inside the first couple of years, because it's not a huge leap to get it in terms of price, but you do have to go up in trim level to get it as well. But if you compare trim to trim, it's a pretty good payoff there. The plug-in hybrid is going to be for those who really want to save fuel and probably live in a place where there's incentivization for plug-in vehicles. So California, Colorado, places like that. It could pay off for some people, but if you live like where I live in Wyoming, the payoff is not going to be financial. You might break even over time. So if you have like a 5-year loan on this car, over that time you might save enough fuel to pay for the extra, but I wouldn't count on it. So don't consider that an investment point. But like any vehicle, vehicles are not investments. People who think of them that way are, well, they're just not very good at economics. A vehicle is an expense, always has been, always will be. Anyway, back to the Sorento in particular. So if you go to the EX model, I believe it is, looking at the paperwork, yeah, if you go up to the EX model, which is about in the middle, that's a roughly $40,000 price. Then you get a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and that gives you 281 horsepower. Now, I liked this one way better than I liked the base engine. It's a lot more fun to drive. It never feels like it can't do something. It always feels confident, and it's just a really well done thing. Now, the downer is that with the EX you get captain's chairs in the second row, which removes one seat. That might be a problem. That reduces seating to 6, and that's if you can get people into that third row. So that may be a problem for some people. For my family in particular, it wasn't a big deal. We have 3 teenagers. The third row was just fine for one of them to be in. But yeah, if you're gonna road trip or something with this, and you have more than 2 kids, you may have to not do that, or and try to stay with that bench seat. But anyway, that's it. That's really my evaluation of the Kia Sorento. I really like it. It's been a favorite for a long time, and it's just nicely done. And it's Kia, so it comes with one of the best warranties in the business. So there you go. That's the 2025 Kia Sorento. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.